What is going on, melon farmers? D-Mac back with a brand new episode of the Quebec City Combatant franchise mode for NHL 23. If you haven't already, scroll down, hit that like button. In this one, after a disappointing season where we went, what did we went? We went 42-35-5, so technically we had a winning record. But it was not enough to get into the playoffs. We are back. I've explained this in the Be a Pro, but for anyone who does not watch the Be a Pros and only watches the franchise mode, and I know that there are some of you, the reason why I'm not playing NHL 24 is because that game was no good. I did not enjoy it one bit. So, I know I had talked about customizing the jerseys. We made our alternate jerseys, and everyone was like, oh, the alts are so much better. I mean, I like the home jerseys. I like them just fine. I like the away jerseys. I like them just fine. So I don't think I'm really going to do anything to the away jerseys, but everybody really liked the alts. Everybody was all in on the alts, so we basically just used them as our home jerseys and used the ones that we have technically as our home jerseys as an alternate jersey every once in a while. But this was the one everybody seemed to really, really like. So you know what? Honestly, instead of taking like half an hour, 40 minutes to swap out the alts and the homes and everything, I think we're just going to keep doing what we were doing. Whenever we have a home game, we'll use the alts. We have an away game, we'll use the aways. So alternate is just a different way of spelling home. And then the home jerseys, we'll toss them on every once in a while to be our alts. So there you go. Anyway, so we're going to leave those alone. We're not going to do anything with the jerseys. I'm pretty happy with them. I like the way that they turned out and everything, but we are almost at the player retirement page. Remembering that, of course, we thought this was going to be our final season. We even named it the finale, which I should probably rename it, I don't know, end of year 3 or something. Projected picks. All we have is a 3rd round pick and a 5th round pick. And something tells me even next year we don't really have much in the way of picks. I did want to go to view contracts very quickly before we go ahead and see, let's see, what did we have for centers? Marty Necas was our number 1 center. PLD was our number 2 center. Philip Hedl, I believe, was actually a second liner. He had 45 points this past season, 41 and 40, so he actually did have the best season that he has had as a Quebec City Combatant legend. In his 3rd full season, he's never missed a game for this team. We got him under contract for 2 more years at $3.575. I know it says 3, but we're not technically in the off-season just yet. Well, we're in the off-season, but we're not at the re-sign phase, where it says only 2 years left. Marty Necas does want to come back, so he will be eligible. But yeah, so there's, I'm going to say center number 1, center number 2. Now, what are his face-offs? 77. Then we got Barrett Hayton, who's 75. So he might end up being a left winger. He had 44 points this past season, which I believe is a career high. Yes, it is. He's only 25 years old. He could still grow. Could end up being a second liner. But to be 100% honest, I kind of like him on that 3rd line. It gives us a very strong 3rd line. Then we got Michael McLeod, who's also a 3rd liner. He had 30 points last season. After 36, eesh. So he took a step forward in goals. He took a step backwards in points, but he was a plus 11. Didn't really have much in the way of penalty minutes, was shooting at over 14%, which is pretty damn good. He had 2 shorties out of his 18 goals, and he missed 8 games. He was probably going to be a 20-goal scorer on that 3rd line. We'll have him for 2 years at $2 million. But wait, what are his faceoffs? 80. So there you go. There's our 3rd line center right there. I was thinking about maybe Nate Schnarr as our 4th line center, or we could use Jack McBain. He's a lefty. He's a 2-way forward. Schnarzy, the defensive awareness is about the same on both of them. So I think it's going to be number 1 center is Necas. Number 2 is Dubois. Number 3 is one of these 3 guys. I'm assuming probably Michael McLeod. We have a really young team. And then 4th line center is either going to be Schnarzy or McBain. Left wingers, we've got Oscar Lindblom, who's probably going to end up being what did he have? Okay, he had 34 points, but we got him partway through the year. He had 26 points in 52 games. He was actually really good for us. If you remember correctly, he was a simulation darling. Oscar Lindblom simulated very well. He was making 2.78. What would he want? 2.25. I could get him for $2 million. Valtteri Puustinen, fourth liner with 12 goals, 24 points. I really do like Valtteri Puustinen. He's a sniper. He's got good awareness, wicked speed, and a halfway decent shot. He's relatively durable. He was only making $850,000. What would he like? $1 million for a year? I don't want him for a year. I'd rather have him for like 2. I'd give him like 1.1 for 2. But Isaac Ratcliffe, honestly, I think he can basically just go maybe be a spare forward. He played all 82 games, but he only had 19 points for us, which is not exactly confidence inspiring. I mean, he's a tough guy, but it's like that awareness isn't great. He's very slow. His shot's not bad. His puck control's not terrible for a fourth liner. He was making about $1 million a year. Does not want to come back. So, yeah. So, number 1 center. What do we have for right wingers? We've got Svech and Nylander. Both of those guys are going to be top line players. We've got them both under contract for a good while. Quoth the Raven Trevor Moore, 45-point season, which was a step down, but he had a career high in goals with 23. I believe that'd be a career high, would it not? Oh yeah, it's easy a career high. So obviously Moorsey, I want to hold on to him. We only got him for the 1 more year. He is 30 years old. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if he wants an extension. I mean, we got Captain William Nylander, who had 81 points after a 72-point season the year before, and he was a plus 26. So obviously, 29-year-old William Nylander is sticking around for a bit here. 5 more years of him. We got Andrei Svechnikov, who led the team with 82 points, playing just under 20 minutes a game. We got him for 3 more years at 7.5. So we're going to have to sign Necas. On D, we got Jacob Slavin. Ruchinski is actually going to be eligible for an extension. And I don't know, man. Marty Faravari, we signed him, but he's like a top 4 defenseman now, which is not the greatest thing in the universe. I mean, we got Monty. We got Ty. I love Ty Smith. He had 26 points last year. Not the greatest in the world after a 34-point season, especially considering he had 9 goals. But he's pretty damn good. Top 4 defenseman. Decent stats pretty much all around. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but we got him for 3 years at just over 4. After that, we got Brandon Montour, who had a 24-point season, playing 20 minutes a night after a 39-point season. So I don't know, man. Monty's getting up there. What do we have? It's 2 more years. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll hold on to Montour for now, and I'm thinking he's just going to age out of this contract. By the time he'll be like 33, probably pushing 34. But I don't know about Marty Faravari. Like I said, he's only 25 years old, but now he is also technically a top 4 defenseman. He was only playing 14 and a half minutes last year, but he had 24 points, 6 goals, 18 assists, 24 points for the defensive defenseman. But he has like no poise. Now, Mr. Jensen and Brett Kulak, neither of whom want to come back right now. So we are going to have to basically find 2 bottom pairing-ish defensemen. I think Ruch could potentially grow a little bit here. I mean, he is going to turn 20 anytime. He'll be, like I said, he'll be eligible for an extension. And then in net, I think we stick with what we got. I think we go Sorokin and Dusty Wolf. Because Sorokin is fantastic. He didn't have the greatest year. It was kind of plagued by injuries a little bit. You know? I mean, last year he played 14 games with us. Went 8-3-3 with a 9.19 and a 2.47. We won the Stanley Cup that year. Last year, he did get hurt at some point, but he still had a really good record of 29-19-3, 3 shutouts in 52 games with a 9.12 and a 2.66. So he is an incredibly solid goaltender. He's 29 years old. He does not have 100 losses yet. Well, he does if you count overtime losses, but we're not going to do that today. But Dusty Wolf actually had to play 32 games in relief of Ilya Sorokin when he went down with an injury, playing in essentially his first year in the National Hockey League. Well, no, it was. I saw Calgary, so I was like, oh no, he played for Calgary, but that's the AHL. He did go 12-15-2 with 2 shutouts. He had a 9.06 and a 2.88. For a guy who is a minor league starting goaltender, I would say he did a relatively serviceable job. So honestly, I think one of the first things we're gonna do, we gotta get Marty Necas signed. He wants basically 9.25 for 7 years. We're not gonna have to pay him that, but we do have a crap load of cap space, and that's a problem. But I think if I offered him like 8.75 for 7 years, I mean, he's only 26. He's got elite potential. He's a really good hockey player. I think I'm offering him that extension right now. 7 years, 8.75. Now, let's go to all expiring, where we have Oscar Lindblom, who would probably be a third-line winger, who I'd kind of like to hold on to him. Yeah, even if it's just for like 2 years, I'd offer him like 2.1 for 2 years. I think that sounds fair. I think that's fine. So we're going to offer him that one. Jensen and Kulak, neither of whom want to come back. Valtteri Puustinen, I want to hold on to him. But after this, he is a UFA. So I think I'm going to give him like 2 years, 1.15. We have spent just over just over 10 million? Yeah, just over 10 million. That's what we've spent. Or with Lindblom, just over 12 million of our, what did we have? 27 point something. We got like Jack Drury, depth forward. He played in the AHL last year where he had 68 points and was a plus 29. Looked really solid. He has only played 2 games in the National Hockey League. He's a halfway decent player, man. We got to get that defensive awareness up a little bit. But Jack Drury, I think I'd like to hold on to him. He wants 1 year, 2-way deal. We'll give him $800,000, and he may end up being like our spare guy, right? Then we got the playmaker Cole Fonstad. I'm gonna wait on him, and I think I'm just gonna qualify him. We also have Theodor Niederbach, who played 14 games for us last year and had 4 goals. He was playing under 8 minutes a night. He's only 23 years old, and he has pretty decent awareness. Not the greatest shooter, but he's fast. He's durable. He's got the offensive awareness. Actually doesn't have that bad a defensive awareness. So Niederbach I would like to hold on to as well. 2-year, 2-way deal. And I am just going to throw it out there and say he might end up being a spare as well. Oh, man. Anyway, the rest of this I'm going to worry about once we hit the re-sign phase. But until then, what we're going to do is advance day. We'll see who wins the draft lottery in a day or so. It is the Las Vegas Golden Knights and Carolina with the 15th pick that they got from us. So picking 15th that sucks a little bit for us, right? That's not as fun, but it's fine. It's not like we gave up the number 5 pick or something, or like the number 8 pick. It is number 15, so I can kind of deal with that. So what we are going to need, I'm going to throw it out there and say we could probably end up picking up like, I don't know if it'd be a winger. I don't know, maybe a third liner. I wasn't really quite done with that. Hold on. So we got, I know I'm taking forever. We got Marty Necas as number 1, Dubois. We're going to go probably McLeod and either Schnarzy or McBain. And then I think we will have Philip Hedl and Barrett Hayton as our number 2 wingers. Potentially number 3 wingers. Yeah, you know what? I think we could probably stand to pick up a top 6, like left winger. Just like one of them. Just even one of them. You know, I think on the 4th line, I don't know, but I got Trevor Moore. Trevor Moore, he's another one. He could be a second line left winger. I mean, he had a good season. He could potentially jump up to like 84, 85. I'm not holding my breath on that, but we know it's Svech, Necas, and Nylander. That's our number 1 line. That's the line that's going to get all the points. For defensemen, I don't know yet what I'm going to do with Marty Faravari, but I do want to get 2 third-pairing defensemen. I like Brett Kulak. We've had him forever. But him and Jensen, neither one of them want to come back. So I think I'm just going to go for 2 bottom-pairing defensemen. We'll see what happens. It could be great. Anyway, let's see who is retiring. View draft class. I don't really have to. Lindblom's back. Drury's back. Puustinen's back. Niederbach is back. Well, give me a Marty Necas. Come on, man. All right, so let's go view retired players. Let's see who's leaving the... Oh, wow. Sid the Squid. 602 goals, over 1,000 assists, 1,641 points, and in his final career season had an 86-point campaign. Wow. Buddy guy. Why would you retire? You're still on top. You're still a first line forward. The speed's gone. The durability's gone. But it's like the defensive awareness, the poise, the discipline, everything else is still there. The balance is there. Everything looks great except for those wheels, man. But it's like you're not that big. And he was still under contract for another season. Horny, he's going to retire. Luch is going. Alex Goligoski, Bozak, Jeff Petrie, Gino Dadonov, Jack Johnson, Cal Clutterbuck, Anton Strawman, Brian Boyle. Boiler finally left. Chris Russell, who I haven't seen in a very long time. Trevor Lewis, Cody Franzen, Paul Byron, Vatanen, Holden, Gudis. How big is he? I was like, I didn't realize he was 6 feet tall. I thought he was like way smaller than that. He just happened to know how to crunch people. Hickey, Laterra, Booma. All right, we're starting to get into the people that nobody cares about. Goaltenders. Carey Price finally calls it a career. Craig Anderson at 44 years old. Anton Hudobin, Jonas Enroth, Anders Lindback, Leland Irving, never heard of him. Magnus Hellberg, Troy Grosnick, Sammy Itakalio. He's only 32 years old. Wow. Man, that's a shame. All right. So, can we, can I say, oh my. You know what? I'm going to go to view draft class. I'm not interviewing anyone. Hello, John Lazard. I am going to go to like the third round. So we'll go to, I don't know, it'd be like, what do you think we're picking? Like 78th or something like that? That would be my guess if I had to. Who's this guy? Laurent Bernier. Right defense. Bad teammate utilization. He's probably very slow. Might have in reverse. I'm not 100% sure. We also got Tony Tuppurainen. 18-year-old right defenseman. No weaknesses. Could be 3 years out. Could be low elite. Could be low top four. Could be medium freaking 7th D. I don't know. Igor Galiev. No. Cam Squires. We're going into year 4 and we still got actual people. That's wild. Whoa. Hey now, Kai Haken. Kay Haken? Is that like Clay Aiken? He's an overager. He's 19 years old. He has bad character, but he could be elite. I don't know. I might pick up a goaltender, and then I'm not going to worry about the 5th round. This is one of those throwaway drafts. You know what I mean? Come on, Natchez. Come on, Natchez. No, he hasn't said anything yet. We'll have to wait until we get to probably the re-sign phase before he says whether or not he wants to come back. But until then, let's enter the NHL entry draft. The only one I'm curious about is that Lassard kid. Let's see. What are 80 overall, medium elite, power forward, goes first overall. 6'2", 205. Had a great year in juniors. He's a tough kid. He's got a wicked shot. He's not the fastest guy, but he's also not the biggest guy in the world. But he does have big rig, back at you, no contest, truculence, big tipper, unstoppable force. So this guy is a physical player. All right, so we're going to sim to pick number 81. Oh, Cameron Generous, medium elite left defender, but he's got no speed. He's only 49 overall, though, so I'm not like overly upset about it. Where's the first guy that I was looking at? Cam Squires, I'm not overly excited about. You know what? I'm going to go with a goalie. I know we have an elite goalie prospect, so I don't know, man. What about Colin McLeod? Two-way forward. He's probably got terrible wheels. Okay, what else do we got? Let's keep going. It's a lot of goaltenders. I'm seeing a lot of goaltenders. You know what? I'm going to go with Clay Haken. 6'4", 207. Medium elite hybrid goaltender. There you go. We got another elite goalie prospect. And he does not play the puck frequently. So there's our 3rd round pick. So far, so good. Now we got pick 147. So honestly, who's this? Quinn Sweat. 5'10", 182 pounds, 18 years old. work ethic, maturity. It says he's 5 years old. Could be low top 6. I'm thinking probably closer to like low top 9. So you know what? We're just going to go with it. Like I said, this is a throwaway draft. He was low top 6. Left wing, two-way forward. I don't mind it. 5th round pick. It's kind of unlikely he ever sees the NHL, but every once in a while, those guys, he'll grow from like 53 to 75 in one season. It's like insanity. Every like 10 games you go and check and he's up by another 2. It's craziness. Anyway, sim options, that's it. Like I said, throwaway draft. This probably won't be the longest video in the world, but we got Clay Haken and that was terrible. All right, here we go. So the draft be over. Hey, Marty Natchez, you want to answer me? AHL head coach, AHL assistant coach. So what do we have? We have money. Okay. And we have no goalie coach. So that is something that we need to look for. Holy crap. No thank you. I'm going to go ahead and fire you. Let's see. Don't need to re-sign him. Assistant coach. Don't really need to re-sign him. So, you know what? We'll just wait on that one. And hold on. I'm going to rehire all my scouts. Marty Natchez, it was an easy decision to decide to renew my contract with you. It's important to me to get what I want for the contract duration, so it was easy to agree to this renewal. Marty Natchez sticking around. Montreal Aces, that's us, have fired head coach Arthur Tierney. All right, so I am, as soon as free agency starts, I am going to have to go and like hire coaches and stuff like that. For the NHL, I think I'm just going to worry about like a goalie coach, like a really good goalie coach. And I think that's pretty much what I'm going to focus on. So we are at the re-sign phase. I'm just going to go ahead and look through. What do we have? We have $18.1 million in cap space. We're going to go to all expiring. Nick Jensen and Brett Kulak and Isaac Ratcliffe, none of whom want to come back. So honestly, I think we're just going to release all 3 of them. Isaac Ratcliffe, to be honest, I might just qualify him. Cole Fonstad, 25 years old. He's, I don't know. I might keep him for the minors. We'll give him $850K. Axel Jonsson Fialbi. He's another one that, if need be, he could come up to the NHL. I feel like no one is going to claim him. But I know we also have some prospects that are going to be ready to come up. Jonah Gadjevich, qualify. Who are you? Eric Hjorth. Big defenseman. Not the greatest in the universe, but yeah, we'll qualify him. Why not? Lucas Yasik, you know what? We are going to release you. We need to start bringing in some new talent here. Simon Lundmark. He is a two-way defender. His defensive awareness is actually slightly better. I'd like to get him for like 2 years. We'll give him $900,000. He's still an RFA at the end of that. Riley Damiani will qualify. We got Emberson, who's 25. Ty Emberson. I can't keep everyone, right? So it's like, you know what? Ivan Lodnia. Emberson will qualify, I guess. Rasanen will release. And here are some of our prospects like Kalle Ekman, 5th round pick 2 years ago, two-way forward. He's going to be something special. I'd like to offer him. He's not going to be something special. I am going to offer him his entry-level contract. He's 20 years old. Right winger, Ludwig Rensfeld. He's another one. He's a big boy, two-way forward. Doesn't have a ton of wheels, but we'll offer him his entry-level contract. And then there's Eduard Saleh. He's got a little bit better wheels, but for a playmaker, he has basically the worst freaking puck control on planet Earth. Orpik, no, we can get rid of him. Yeah, so we got 3 new guys. I just got rid of like 3 guys or so. Let's see. Goaltenders, Dusty Wolf. And then we have Olaf Lindbaum. I guess he could be like a backup, I guess. But yeah, Dusty Wolf, I would like to offer him. Wow. So he's like not getting too fussy. He's only 24. He wants another 2-way deal. I will take that. Olaf Lindbaum. Yeah, we can offer him a 1-year deal as well. In the system, we got Haken, Clay Haken. And Nikolai Semenov may end up being the starting goaltender for the Miners for us. I'm hoping he jumps a little bit higher, maybe up to like 70 overall. I'm hoping Olaf Lindbaum jumps up to like 66, 67, something like that, so we don't have the worst goaltending in the NHL. And then we, like I said, have got Clay Haken, who hopefully during the season grows like crazy. Anyway, main roster. We got no goaltender. Yeah, I mean, Ilya Sorokin, I think we got him locked down, for 6 more years. So our goaltending, we have no issues there. But otherwise, I think that's basically it. I wouldn't mind grabbing like maybe, like I was saying, I might grab like a top 6, like left winger or something like that, I might grab a left winger. Might grab a right winger. I don't know. I just might grab a top 6 winger in free agency. But I think we've basically gotten rid of everyone who doesn't want to be here, except for that one. I qualified him. And I might look for just like a couple young players with decent potential. You know what I mean? All those minor leaguers, they're all signing on. And now we're getting all our scouts back. Yep. We got a lot of scouts, man. We got a lot of scouts. The only thing is, when you go to look for a coach, I hope that doesn't hurt our goaltending too much. Oh, and they're just still coming, eh? Oh, like I said, I had to re-sign a lot of scouts. I have 18 scouts, and I'm pretty sure I just had to re-sign like 12 of them. Jonah Gadjevich, Ty Emberson, Riley Damiani, Eric Eorth. Okay, so I think we're looking halfway decent. Hire coaches? Yeah, I'm going to as soon as we get to free agency. All right. So we're at free agency. I'm going to go to coaching staff. We're going to grab ourselves some coaches because all we have is an NHL head coach and an NHL associate coach. This guy makes $5 million a year for the next 3 years. Colin Berry, man. He's an unreal coach. His record is 132, 87, and 27. And he fits not terrible. All right, we're going to go hire coach. First thing I'm going to worry about is the NHL goalie coach. So I'm going to go to like assistant coaches. We have almost $3 million to spend on coaches. There's a goalie coach. Wolski, what do you got, baby? B for teaching. I don't like that. I'm going to need something a little better than that for our goaltenders. So I'm looking for some, even if it's like A-, that's fine by me. We're not finding a ton of goalie coaches, though. What if we go to associate coaches? Do we have any goaltender coaches in here? It's kind of not looking. No, there isn't any, eh? What about like an AHL head coach? This is where we're getting to the bottom of the barrel now, baby. Associate coaches. Anybody like goaltenders? Or are the options just kind of limited? There we go. Paulson. Sarah Paulson. Hey, teaching. Nicholas Paulson. I'll take you. For the NHL goalie coach for the next 3 years. And I will give you like $600K. Yeah. I'll give you like $600K. I don't care about like interviewing the coaches. So we're going to go AHL head coach. He's a B-. Dennis Pepin. No, I don't like that. Ooh, this guy's way better. And look at the influence. I like it. I like it a lot. So I'm going to offer him the AHL head coaching job. I'm going to offer him like $857 to be the AHL head coach. And then we need an AHL goalie coach like Vaclav Pavelek. Yeah, I'll take him. That's fine. You are going to, be an AHL goalie coach. And again, I will offer you more than you're asking for because then maybe you might be a little more inclined to actually do it. So we've offered 3 coaching contracts. We are going to go to sign free agents and just look for a halfway decent top 6 forward. What about like a Kasperi Kapanen? He wants $10 million a year. You're a moron. All right, hold on. I'm going to have to go like way down this list. Who do we got here? 30-year-old Jonathan Drouin. He wants 5.9 for 6 years, but he's 30. He had 49 points last year playing on like a third line. So that's pretty awesome. He would definitely give us some speed. He doesn't fit anywhere, we think. What about like a Connor Garland? Connor Garland could be a lot of fun. Ooh, Isaac Lundestrom. Is he an RFA, though? He had 42 points, center, left wing, two-way forward, fits line 3. He is an RFA, though. That's the only problem. We got Ryan Lindgren. Connie Garland, though. That's an interesting one. He had 60 points last year. He's a sniper. but he can also pass. Fits line 2. He's a UFA. I think we go for Connor Garland. He wants 5 years. What if I offer him like 4? I'll offer him the 5, and I'll offer him I'll offer him $6 million for 5 years. Give him just a little bit more than he's asking for, just to make sure he actually signs. I like Connor Garland. We also have Andre Kasha. But I was looking for defensemen. So we're going to go for defensemen. And then later on, I will look for some prospects. Justin Hall is 33. Wow. We could go for someone like a Travis Dermott. Top 6 forward, 2-way defender. Doesn't fit anywhere. That's unfortunate. Every once in a while, though, it is nice to get a veteran player, like a Marcus Nudivaro, who's 31 years old, defensive defenseman, not the greatest puck control in the world, fits everywhere. I kind of like him. Like I said, we got to spend the money, right? That's the thing. Ian Cole, he's 36, defensive defenseman. The speed is gone. Everything's pretty much gone. I would like to get a defensive defenseman and a 2-way defenseman if possible. What if we went for a Mark Giordano? Again, the speed is gone. Imagine Gio and Nudivara as our third pairing. Get them both for 1 year. Just have a nice older blue line. Oh, man. Go for a Sean Dursey. Oh, baby. And he's an RFA, of course. Of course he's an RFA. Oh, God, that makes me want to hit people. I am really thinking about Marcus Nudivara, though. Or what if we went for someone like a Connor Murphy? I like Connor Murphy. He's really good defensively. Fits pairing 3. That's the only problem when you get someone who only fits pairing 3, though. You can't exactly move them up the lineup. You know what? Before I sign anyone, though, I very quickly wanted to go back to contracts. Just real quick, I promise. I can't believe it. I haven't stopped speaking this entire time. Barrett Hayton wants an extension. He wants one. I said he had 44 points last year playing $15.39 a night. I like Barrett Hayton. What would he want? 2 years. I could get him for 2 years at 3.6. I would kind of be fine with that. He's a young player. He's only 25 years old. He put up more than 40 points last year. 3.6 is a really reasonable cost for someone who's more than half a point a game. What would someone like him want? 4 years at 6.5. I would have to offer Rooch more than that, but he would remain an RFA after. I would have to offer him 6.85. That would bring him to UFA. What if I got him for 8 years? Because he's freaking Rooch. 8 years, and I offered him 7.5 for 8 years. I'm pretty sure that's what his defensive partner's making anyway. Jacob Slavin. No, it's 5.4. Never mind. Oh, man, you're so cheap. But yeah, anyway. So what I wanted to do was look down here to see if we had any defensemen that were, pushing for a spot here, but it does not look that way. We got a whole lot of medium top 6D. So our defensive prospects really aren't that great. So we go to free agency. I'll go back to defensemen. Like I said, this is going to be a long, basically a stream of consciousness kind of video. So we're going to go down. I think we're going to go with Marcus Nudivara. I'm going to offer him 2.6 for a year. And then I was looking at, we need a 2-way defender, maybe someone a little younger, like Matt Roy. 2-way defender, he's halfway decent, fits pairing 2. That's not what we want. Brett Kulak, there you go. Bring the kid back. Bring back Brett frickin' Kulak. I certainly don't want Logan Stanley. Go for Blankenberg. I don't want to have Artem Zub. There's an interesting one. Only had 9 points last season, but he fits pairing 1. I like Artem Zub. I think he's great. Matt Benning. Now we're getting down a little bit here. Weidman. Who are you? Jared McIsaac, 25 years old. He's 80 overall, so he has room to improve, but he fits nowhere, which is Not what I wanted to hear. Cam Dineen. Now we're getting into guys that are super not amazing. Ollie Uelevi, depth defender. He's got no speed. It's like, what did you guys do to players and their speed? We got another Aho here now? You know what? I think I might just go right back for Brett Kulak. He's 31. I wouldn't want to offer him 3 years, but I'd offer him 2. And I'd give him like 1 3/4 after all these contracts are signed. I think we could be looking pretty decent here. I think this team could be pretty decent. We went from winning the Stanley Cup. You want to give me Justin Falk and Trevor Van Riemsdyk for a third and my brand spanking new goalie prospect. I just very quickly want to look at this because that's kind of wild. I mean, Justin Falk's got to be getting up there, right? Last year of his contract, he's 84 overall. He doesn't fit anywhere anyway. Trevor Van Riemsdyk is a defensive defenseman. He would probably be neither one of them fit anywhere. We have multiple elite goalie prospects. Okay, NHL goalie coach, we got him. 3 years. AHL head coach, we got him. 3 years. AHL goalie coach, we got him. 3 freaking years. So we have our goaltending. They want Sergei Grachev and Ruslan Gazizov for Derek Forbort and a third. No, thank you. I'm all right. I want to make sure everybody starts signing. Brett Kulak is back. There you go. So he left the team and ended up just signing here anyway. So we got him for 2 years. Barrett Hayton's back for, what was it, 5? Marcus Nudivara is here. Okay, so now Connor Garland's in, baby. Radek Ruchinski just signed an 8-year extension. Now that is music to me ears. All right, so now very quickly, I do want to go back to the contracts. And then you know what? I think we're basically just going to simulate to next season. So it's like, yeah, everybody stayed elite. Radek Ruchinski, we don't know what you're going to look like until next season. PLD had a down year, man. 41 points for the second line center. I'm super, and this is like, you know what? You look like an LA King right now, man. You're looking like an LA freaking King. Wasn't he our number 1 center for a while? We only got him for 3 more years. He'll be 30 years old. I'm thinking if we make it that far, he's probably just gone at that point. You know what I mean? But yeah, Ty Smith, Brandon Montour. Trevor Moore does not want an extension. So as much as I love Trevor Moore, I'm thinking we might just be letting him go. Marty Faravari, we are still going to have to figure out what to do with him. Schnarzi McWarzy actually had a wicked season last year. He had 29 points on that 4. He split time between the 4th line and the 3rd line. He fits everywhere. I do like Schnarzi. I think I would like to keep him around, so I think I'll offer him like 1.75 for 2 years. I could probably get him for less than that. I could probably get him for like 1.65 for the next 2 years. Like I said, he's young. He overachieved. Jack McBain, we're going to hold off on him. Dusty Wolf came back. I'm happy about that. Ilya Sorokin had a strong enough year. I mean, he was injured for a while. I just wanted to very quickly, I'm just going to grab like a couple of 2-way guys just for the minors. You know what I mean? So yeah, what's his name? Philip Hollander? Yeah. Philip Hollander is 25 years old, though. That's the only problem. He's probably not going to make it. Samuel Poulin. He's 24 years old, 76 overall, power forward, 6'2", 219. He's got good wheels. I might pick up him and see if he can pull something off. We just need a couple more contracts. You know, I just want to grab some younger players with halfway decent potential. Like we got Jake Neighbors. Holy crap, man. Jake the Snake Neighbors. I definitely want him. You know what? I want him for 2 years, though. We'll give him $9.25 for 2 years. Should probably get a center. So, you know what? I might just pick up Philip Hollander and just hope to God he has a really strong season or something. 2 years. Yeah, Philip Hollander. I'm just grabbing just a couple forwards. I'm going to grab a couple of defensemen. We got Mikko Kakkonen, who is getting close to being an NHL defenseman. I wouldn't mind him. Offer him a contract. I'd like him for 2 years. He is an RFA, so I probably won't get him anyway. And Niemela. What is he? Is he an RFA? Yeah, he's an RFA. I could get him for 3 years. All right, well, we'll see what happens, right? I do need to find some guys that Matthias Rajaniemi. Would that be it? Rajaniemi? Nobody signed him. Just no one. Anthony Honka. Did he not play for us? No, I swear to God he played for us. Anthony Honka. Two-way defender, 70 overall, low top four. We might as well. I wouldn't mind grabbing like Ryan O'Rourke as well. Sioux Greyhounds legend, baby. He's a UFA. He's got that top four potential. He's only 23 years old. I think we could get something done with that. All right, you know what? That's as far as we're going to go with that. I'm probably loading up quite a bit on contracts here, so we're just going to skip ahead a few days, see if we get everybody. Schnarzy's back. I like that. Hollander, Poulain, Ryan O'Rourke, Jake Neighbors, Anthony Honka. Yeah, so they can match us in a week. Mikko Kokkonen decided to go back to Toronto. And they matched Niemela. So they want Saleh and Sergei Grachev for Dominic Kubalik in a 7th. No thanks. At this point, we actually really don't need the extra cap. I think we're coming up. Well, we got $10 million left. Never mind. We got $10 million left. Next year, we really don't. Next year, I think we have like, 4.7 or something like that as it stands right now. And that is with a couple people like expiring. So we are basically keeping the same team. We just did a little adding. So we are going to skip ahead until September. I am going to skip all of these trades so you guys don't have to watch them unless I find one that is very intriguing. Isaac Ratcliffe has signed his qualifying offer for 1 year, so at least he's back now. Jack Roslovic would be a very interesting one. I don't want to give up an elite goalie prospect and just a really good prospect. This one, we're going to have to do some juggling before the season starts, and I'm going to throw it out there and say that Marty Faravari is probably on the chopping block right now. I might be able to get either a prospect for him. I might be able to get a draft pick for him, something. I know that we're probably to the point where, you know what, I'm going to say stop. I do want to actually look at that. I'm going to go to proposed trade because I can't, like I said, it's been like 3 months since I've even looked at this. So I do want to see what do we have for draft picks this year. A 3rd, a 4th, and a 7th. We don't have another first round pick until next year. And then we get all of our picks back. In 2028, we get all of our picks back. So I might trade Marty Faravari for a pick. And honestly, I might call up like Capobianco and he can be our spare defender. I know he's only like 77 overall. I'm just going to go to defenseman. Marty Faravari, he's got a little bit in the way of value, you know? So we'll see if there's anyone who wants him. They're kind of up against it. He has some value, though. That's why I said, what if we were to grab like a prospect? You know? What if I could get like a Dan Stasiak, 20-year-old monster of a defender, 2-way defenseman, 2nd-round pick 2 years ago. I don't know that he ever makes it to the NHL, but he's only 20 and he's basically 70 overall. And then we got Mats Hedberg. He's a guy. He's not overly huge. He's an offensive D-man, but he's got no wheels. I'm kind of thinking about trying to get like Stasiak or something. I doubt this one would go through. It might. Rejected. Okay, I'd have to toss in like, you know what? We go down here. I would toss in like our 7th round pick on top of that. Maybe even that out a little bit. Faravari in a 7th, and we got ourselves a prospect. There you go. And a decent one. He's like 20 years old, and he's like 70 overall basically already. All right, so Faravari has officially been taken care of. I know there's probably people going to be going like, what the hell? Why would you get rid of him? It's Faravari. They really freaking... Everybody just like really wants Sergei Grachev. All right, it is officially that time of year, my friends. View owner goals. What are you saying? Buyer. Anything short of a Stanley Cup is considered a failure, so this team is awesome. I want us to improve our top 4 defensemen to make us a serious contender. I want you to build. Oh, it's all like build parking lots. We got Connor Garland up in our top 6. He is going to be, I'm going to throw it out there and say, a second line sniper for us. I'm pretty happy about that. They think we are an absolute contender. Captain should still be the same. We didn't really do much. Yeah, we got William Nylander as our captain with Trevor Moore as an assistant and Mr. Jacob Slavin as an alternate. Sorry, not assistant, alternate. I think in the next couple of years, once William Nylander takes a hike, I'm kind of thinking you give captaincy to Mr. Rooch, baby. Rooch is the future. Okay, so we can go to edit lines. Now we're just going to have to mess around with this for a little while. We got Nylander, Natchez, and Svetch. I like it. Dubois grew somehow. And Philip Hedl also grew. So we'll put Hedl up there. We got Barrett Hayton, Trevor Moore, and Oscar Lindblom. Ooh, man. Now we got too many players. Michael McLeod is a third-line forward who fits on the third line. What about Oscar Lindblom? He's a third-line guy. He fits on the third as well. Trevor Moore fits on the second. You know what? What if I move Michael McLeod up here? Wait, it's fine. It's fine. Lindblom, McLeod, Hayton. There's our third line. Definitely brings up our... Because Trevor Moore does not fit... Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this. Trevor Moore would make our third line better, but he really doesn't fit there. So I'm kind of thinking Trevor Moore might be the guy on the chopping block. Then we got Nate Schnarr, who is definitely our fourth line center. And I'm thinking Jack McBain. Both of those guys are getting on line 4. So we're going to put Nate Schnarr out there as our fourth line center. And we are putting not Trevor Moore. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's we got to scroll way down. Jack McBain, baby, is going to be our right winger. No, Pustonen can be the right winger. No, McBain can be the right winger because Pustonen shoots right, so we put him on the left for the one-timer, and he'll be the next Alex Ovechkin. I like that lineup, but that means we are going to have to offload Trevor Moore. He doesn't make a ton against the cap, you know what I mean? Oh, look at this. It's a beautiful thing to see. But Brandon Montour did drop a little bit. He had himself a bit of a rough season, just 24 points. Maybe I should have kept Faravari. I don't know, man. What if I moved Trevor Moore and Brandon Montour for like a really good top 4 defenseman before the season starts? He's a right D. He's a left D. I like it. He's a right D. He's a left D. I like it. Now, Mr. Dusty Wolf did not grow whatsoever. I think he maybe got a little bit higher poise, but it's all right. We got him for the next 2 years. Ilya Sorokin is going to be relied on heavily down the stretch. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think what we're honestly going to do for the sake of this team, because he really doesn't have much in the way of poise either. I think what we're going to do is look for a really good top 4 defenseman. I'm going to say, for the moment, I'm going to say done. And then we're going to jump into a preseason game just to get the thumbnail. And then we'll probably finish it off there because I don't want this video to be too long. So I'm going to go search, positions. We'll go defense, player role. We'll say top 4D, player type. Let's go two-way defenders. Top 4 two-way defenders. Let's see what we can find. We got Raquel, Mackenzie Weegar. He's the same age. That's the thing. He's 87 overall. Fits pairing 2. He's on the last year of his contract. Stefan Gunderson, medium elite potential, right defenseman, two-way, doesn't fit anywhere. That'd be awesome because then when Slavin ages out, or you could go for like a Seth Jones. He's another one, 87 overall. It's that cap hit. I don't know if we could handle the cap hit. But like Mikhail Sergachev, it still says top 4, but he's 88 overall. Bowen Byram, baby. Bowen Byram, we don't know. Ooh, Minchikov. He's 84 overall, and he's only 21 years old. I don't know where he fits. Oscar Klefbom, 32 years old. Shouldn't even be in the game anymore. Then we got Jacob Slavin. What about Provocop? Fits all defensive pairings, but the $6 million cap hit kind of makes me scared. I saw someone in the comments at one point told me they wanted me to get Josh Morrissey. Fits pairing too. It's just this year and next year. Fifi Dobson, that could be a fun one. 85 overall, I like that. Right D, 25 years old, two-way defender, fits pairing 2, 5 years at 5.4. I say you go for Fifi Dobson, baby. I say you go for Fifi Dobson. Puts us up towards the cap. We could move on from my guy, Trevor Moore, and my other guy, where are you now? Sergei Grachev. Oh, he's in the minors. He's a right winger. He's a Columbus Blue Jackets 7th overall pick, and he's a two-way forward. I should take him and put him in the NHL. Oh, my. Sorry, McBain. I think you're about to get gone. Okay, so Trevor Moore, Brandon Montour. Now they have too many skaters. That would free up 7.75 in cap, and we'd be taking on 5.43. Trevor Moore, I think I will retain half of his salary just to give us that little bit of extra value. You know what I mean? So the value is pretty even. Now I'll just have to take some kind of scrub from them, some nobody. Jansen Harkins. Was this Joey Anderson? Yeah, Joey Anderson, very fast, two-way forward. He could be a spare, I guess. I don't know. Joey Anderson, does that work? Let's see if they'll do this one. Trevor Moore, Brandon Montour for Noah Dobson and Joey Anderson. Rejected. Okay, so I'd have to sweeten the pot a little bit. I need to give you somebody unsigned that I'm unlikely to use or keep. So who do we got? We got Abel Johnson. Very important to have an Abel Johnson. He was a second-round pick. We got Quinn Sweat, who I took in the 5th round this year. Two-way forward, but he's got no speed. He's got no niente. Jake Neighbors, I'm not moving on from. Who else? Do we have anybody else that's like even... We got Steve Holt. No, it's Stu Holt. His brother. It's Steve Holt's brother. You know what? I'm kind of thinking about tossing the kid out there, getting rid of the Q-Sweat. See if that one works. Trade rejected. No, they don't want Q-Sweat. Like I said, this draft is kind of a write-off as well. Would they take a 4th-round pick, which leaves us with a 3rd? Rejected. Damn. I'm not retaining on both of them. I can tell you that much. And I don't want to give you like one of my top prospects. What if I gave you like way in the future 2nd-round pick? That makes it a little more lopsided. Trade accepted. We got Noah Dobson. Our defensive lines just got way better. Edit NHL lines. Put Fifi Dobson on that 2nd pairing with Ty Flippin' Smith, baby. Substitute in all lines. He fits good. He fits good. I'm sure the 0, that's a lie. I'm sure they're at least +1. Okay. We just improved our defense quite a bit. Brandon Montour was down at an 82 overall. Noah Dobson's young, and he's 85 overall, which is a very, very good thing. I will worry about special teams in a little bit. For right now, we're going to go up against Toronto, because that way it's a home game. They want to give me Zach Hyman and a 3rd for James Malatesta and Abel Johnson. Not going to happen. Let's just get to the preseason Ottawa Sign promo nights, because I don't care about that. So we're 1-0. Andrei Svechnikov with a 4-goal night. So again, this is just yet another game where we have like 0 draft picks. Okay, we're going to go with the alts, a.k.a. the home jerseys. We're going up against Toronto. We're 92, 92, and 85. That's decent. They're 70, 93, and yeah, but they don't have players. They have Shea Theodore on their team too. Wow. Mo Riles and Shea. That's cray-cray, baby. Oh, man, we're approaching an hour already on this. I thought I was going to be done this offseason in like no time flat. So, Marty Necas on that opening draw. Here we go, baby. Necas, get the win. And he does. Okay, so we'll get her back to Rooch. And he's starting to feel a little better to use these days. Get that one over to William Nylander. Oh, I tried to throw it back to Rooch. That was stupid. All I'm trying to do is get like a good shot. You know? Just trying to get a good shot here so I can get a good thumbnail. Get that one up to Rooch. Oh, long bomb feed to Natchez was no good. I might just use something that we got there. Oh, Svech picks it off. Into the zone. Into the zone. Where are we going? Over to Rooch. No, that's Slavin. That's Svech. There's Rooch. All right, that works. Ruchinski is basically the first player we ever drafted, right? Or he was like the second player we ever drafted. I'm not 100% sure. So, and I'm pretty sure auto line changes has now officially turned itself back on. I'm not sure. We're going instant replay. We got that shot on goal. All right, so now the last thing that we are going to do here is we are going to simulate the rest of the preseason. And our first game is Marty Natchez and Andrei Svechnikov and Jacob Slavin. Wow, we do a lot of deals with Carolina. Going up against all of their former teams, their team, the Carolina Hurricanes. All right, I am going to have to make sure I didn't mess with the settings or anything. You know what I mean? Make sure all the settings are the way I like them. I don't know if I've changed anything. I don't think I did, but it is entirely possible. You know what I mean? Anyway, the offseason is done. We are officially back at the regular season. I'm going to do a Be a Pro next, and then I'm probably just going to do yet another franchise mode. We'll do episode 40 where we get on the ice. We'll do a full-length one. We'll do a 3-gamer like we always used to. You know what I mean? And then we'll go from there. I'm going to start trying to lengthen the videos up a little bit. I know there was a couple of videos that I did. I did those last 2 Be a Pros. They were just 2 gamers. I was just kind of trying to get back in the swing of things. But now I think we're gonna maybe try a couple that are regular length again, where for the Be a Pro we do 3 games. For the franchise mode we do 3 games, you know what I mean? Anyway, that finally is going to do it for me for this one. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. There's new videos coming all the frickin' time. And until next time, you beautiful melon farmers, have a good one.